Hello, bed bugs. Welcome to this episode of Jingle Talk. This is 6 days of snow, and just as an FYI, the OBS did not capture the video of the two scenes of the visual novel.
It captured the menu screen the whole time, though.
Yeah, so you'll get the sound and our dialogue and stuff, but I'll screen capture the two scenes. It's literally just two JPEGs, like no joke. You're not missing much. You'll still hear our dialogue. It's a visual novel, so I hope you enjoy it. It's pretty funny. And again, Merry Christmas. Happy Holidays.
Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city.
Dude, is that Santa Claus?
Yeah, I guess it is.
He's getting pretty close.
I don't know, we're fine.
Alright, okay.
Ring-a-ling.
Ring-a-ling.
Hear them ring.
Hear them. No, dude, seriously, he's getting, like, really close.
I think we'll be fine. Just, take a little side step.
Okay, oh my god! Ah! My leg!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Welcome to Jingle Talk.
I was waiting for you to intro us.
Patrick's twitching over there.
I just had so much fun playing Christmas Holiday or whatever it was called.
Holiday Escape.
Oh, shit. Welcome to Jingle Talk, everyone. We're playing 6 days of snow.
Snow. You know nothing, snow.
You know nothing. And we're going to have a lot of fun. You ready?
I'm so ready.
The first day.
On the first day of snow.
My true love gave to me one big dicking. It was a dark night and the snow was falling thick and heavy behind the windows of the car. I should read this like Alan Wake. Everything was pure. Oh, you do pretty good, Alan Wake.
I don't remember what his was.
He's like, everything was pure white like a saucer of milk had been upended over the earth. It looked pretty. At least it did when observed from within the confines of the taxi, but I felt a surge of sympathy for whoever might be outside on such a night. The snow can be unforgiving, especially on a mountain like this. Why else would there be so many stories about strange, pale-skinned women that lure unsuspecting men to their icy graves? Well, this isn't a PC game. I don't want to play it anymore. In a remote place like this, how long would it take before anybody uncovered your corpse? A day? 2 days? A whole day? Perhaps a month?
God, this is taking a dark turn.
Wow, yeah, really. Being a writer, I couldn't
Alan Wake.
help but ponder such morbid thoughts. Though I admit, crime fiction has never been my forte.
It's more of a crime real.
It's always been my belief that there's enough unpleasantness in real life we hardly need to fabricate anymore. Sachiko says that's because I'm sentimental. Apparently it's one of my better qualities.
Outside of alcoholism.
Sachiko says sentiment manifests itself in my eyes. I have unusually pale eyes. My wife is quite a way with words. I sometimes think her talents are wasted as a wife and mother, but she might have an untapped acumen for storytelling. She's certainly good at gossiping with the other women who attend art classes with her every Wednesday.
I love how the compliment turns into a subtle jab.
Sachiko, however, always blushes and shakes her head whenever I suggest this, even as a gentle joke. She says she's more than happy looking after me and our two sons. Searching for any greater purpose in life would be presumptuous. I appreciate it, I suppose, but I wouldn't mind if she had a touch more ambition beyond preparing the perfect bowl of miso soup in the mornings. I'm saying all this while parked in my car, not going down the road.
No, he's in a taxi.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like the first line of dialogue.
Sorry, my monologue got in the way. Not that Sachiko's miso soup is anything to be sneezed at. That was one of the things I was going to miss the most, I thought, as the car drove on through the night. Sachiko's miso soup. The miso soup at the Asami Inn would be perfectly fine, I was sure, but it would be Sachiko's.
This is a very wordy man.
This might sound awfully prosaic, but when food has been prepared by the hands of a woman who loves you, and has loved you for 25 long, hard years, it acquires special properties you can't find anywhere else, like rock, dirt, and sometimes the eye of Newt. Maybe that's the best definition of martial arts.
There are no blips.
Being able to enjoy.
That's my favorite part of the martial arts too.
Being able to enjoy breakfast together every morning with a small shared smile, despite not having all that much to talk about. It's a comfortable, humdrum kind of existence, I suppose. But the further I ascend into the mountains, the more it began to slip away. With each and every mile I covered, the further my banal. Soon the smile. Sorry, my brain got in the way. The taste of hip miso soup, the pseudo-religious watering of our much-beloved bar, and the pervading smell of soap began to slip away. I think he might have meant to put soup on that last
It's
one.
fine.
I must confess, it was not awfully sorry to be saying farewell to any of it. It wasn't that I did not care for Sachiko, because I did. I still did. We had fallen into a rut, that was all. I only fucked another girl once. We'd grown too accustomed to one another and the other woman, and perhaps I was taking. Okay, it's hard to appreciate somebody when you see them every single day, and you recite the same pleasantries to them, and they repeat the same pleasantries back. It's too predictable. It would be like playing shogi, while being able to read your opponent's moves 5 turns in advance. Where's the fun in that? To put it another way, our daily routine had become far too familiar, to the extent that it was almost painful. I wasn't trying to run away from Sachiko. I told myself that wasn't it. I just needed a change of pace. I wanted to remind myself how much my wife meant to me, and how much the same background means to me as well.
Did you see like the white lines on the top and the right when it
Yeah,
keeps
just
moving?
keep jumping out, yeah. I wanted to remind myself why I loved her. I was journeying away from my wife so I could learn to miss her again, which would hopefully make our eventual reunion all the more sweeter. After giving it some thought, I decided upon the perfect location wherein I could ruminate on my marriage. That would be the snow-capped mountains in more than half an hour away from human civilization. There'd be no people out there to my solitude, just snow and the stars, and that was fun by me. This young boy driving the taxi cab hummed under his breath. His supple legs looked oh so wet, and tapped his wheel. "We're almost there," he said. turned to me and smiled. The darkness obscured much of his face, but I could see the reassuring gap-toothed grin. One of his front teeth was missing. I thought it was rude to ask why, so I didn't comment, but I couldn't stop myself from fabricating stories. "How far is it now?" I asked him, hugging my trunk a little closer to my chest.
Whoa.
Sachiko helped me pack before my departure. I told her she needed not bothered, but she was damn insistent.
You weren't kidding when they said this was a graphic novel.
I know, very. Despite being such a quiet, retiring woman, Sachiko can be awfully insistent about the most mundane of things. "Not too far now," said the boy, though boy might be a touch demeaning, as he must have. 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5. We're counting for traffic.
He's from fucking Brooklyn, right?
That was probably supposed to be a joke. We hadn't passed a single car during the journey from the train station. I was a bit relieved. The road was so poorly lit. Any ongoing cars could have spelled disaster. I have no cell reception. Sir, I have no cell reception. How can I watch How to Make a Murderer? Or what is it called? Okay, Google, what's it called?
How the making of a murderer?
Making a Murderer. I don't have reception.
I can't watch my
I
latest
can't,
episode.
Jesus Christ. It's not like you need to get there in a hurry, is it? Asked the boy. "What you doing up here near Habuki? Just next." I didn't mind at all. I said politely, "I'm a writer. I thought going somewhere remote would help me focus, generate a few ideas, kind of watch Netflix and chill, if you're up for it." "Oh, an author," he whistled and sounded genuinely impressed. "Written anything I'd know?" "I doubt it. I'm not well known by any means, but I make enough to pay the bills." "Well, what more can a man ask for? I'm too wise, but this sounds like a success story to me. Not many people who want to be authors make so much as a penny." Yes, I suppose I said, running a hand through my hair. God, sometimes I forget that I become incredibly horny when I talk about my work and my Netflix version. How am I gonna watch the L Word? What kind of things do you write? Oh, is this the kid?
Yeah.
And what kind of things do you write? Newspaper articles? Journalism? Some poetry? Oh, some poetry. I released a novel a couple years ago, too. A novel, is it? He said. He whistled again. Now that is fancy. I could be ferrying around the next... Oh, I doubt I would ever... I would doubt I would ever reach such levels of fame. I just dabble, really. God, this guy. Well, I hope you include me in your next literary effort, Mr.
Wake.
Tanuki. Alright, Mr. Tanuki. I'll remember that. And he nodded his head determinedly like a chicken pecking at words. That was a cruel smile. That was a cruel smile, though, and I chastised myself for thinking
Simile?
such a thing. Wait, what?
It was a cruel
Oh, I totally read that as smile. Holy, whoa.
It's far away. Okay,
Okay, thank you. I hadn't realized it, spending so much of my life inside the city. But I could be quite a snob.
You're self-aware.
Fucking think. That was another reason I told myself going to the countryside would be good. It was always useful to see new sights and broaden my horizons. I gotta watch, that bee in apartment 23. I gotta open my mind. The moon up ahead, shining the apex of the sky like a pearl, spilt the swirling fog and snow with pale rays of light. In the dark, the moonlight looked lethal, ethereal. It was the kind of moon so perfectly round and fair that could drive one to madness. You better include me in your next novel, Miss Tanuki, said the driver in his distinct gap tooth smile. Sorry, simile. And I found myself thinking that maybe I would too. He wasn't a character that was easy to forget. The teeth helped. I'm Hanaka Yasuki. A pleasure to meet you, motherfucker. Oh no, the pleasure is all mine. I demurred, and the young taxi driver, Yasuki, tittered. Incredible. A writer saying it's a pleasure to make my acquaintance. I never thought I'd live to see the day, Seto.
Quiet, Mokuba.
Shut the fuck up. Who's this man? He sounded so...
Where did you come from?
There's my money. It sounded so amused by the idea, I smiled. If you really want something interesting to write about for your next... novel,
Shut
of course.
up, Mokuba. I don't care.
But Seto, there's no better setting than the Azami Inn, said Yasuki, said Mokuba compassionately, after a lull in the conversation. It's beautiful around there. Not that I have much of an eye for it still. All the snow and the hills. And this Seto, a quiet little building out in the middle of nowhere. Very pretty.
Sure.
Yes, it sounds delightful. Lonely, too, I think, but that should suit you down to the ground. A bit of peace and quiet helps stimulate the imagination, right? That is the general idea. All the noise in the big city can be a bit... I think I just had a conversation with myself.
That's fine.
I searched for the correct word, but I couldn't find it for once. Maybe it had been stolen by the snow. Fucking snow.
Jon Snow.
Oh, I can't imagine, said Yosuke, sensing my discomfort. I've lived around here all my life, but still, the big city, eh? The big city, indeed. I'd love to go there once or twice just to look around, but I don't think I could ever settle somewhere like that. From what I've heard, there are too many buildings and far too many people. I like the peace and quiet and driving in the same spot on the same fucking road
for 13 minutes!
For Jesus Christ. But yeah... The proprietress? The one and the same, said Yusuke with a nod. She's been living up for, gosh, I don't know how long, maybe longer than I've been alive, because as long as there's been the Azami Inn, so, pause for a second. Everyone should watch the movie Your Name. I don't know why this made me think of it, but Your Name is a fantastic movie.
The greatest movie.
It is very good.
incredibly good.
She used to run it with her husband, so maybe she wasn't too lonely before, but he's dead now. Died years ago. I looked at Yusuke, intrigued. Death of an older man. Ideas begin to grow inside my head, just like acorns sprouting to the proud oak trees. What happened to Mr. Katakara?
That's not racist.
Dude, whatever. It's fine.
I introduced us as the most PC show on the internet like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
You gotta uphold that.
Yeah, but things changed. People changed. But yeah, I finished that line.
Oh.
I already told Yusuke I was a writer, and people never trust writers. At least they shouldn't. We crowd around misery like vultures and pick their bones clean until there's nothing left. Just like my words, I'm running out of them. What else can I say? What metaphors can I make? What people can I see? Yusuke didn't seem to be the most intelligent of people, was still sharp enough because he grinned. It was a wolfish grin, all too fitting for the large, pearly moon. Yeah, so you're interested, are you, Mr. Tanabe? He asked.
Whoa.
It is an interesting story, I can't help myself. And rather well known, too. There are all kinds of stories about the Azami Inn, as I said, in Miss Kachata. And all of them are pleasant. I should let you know before you continue that I don't write crime stories. I write crime novels.
Really big novels.
Like huge novels. Bigger than this car. Well, more's the pity, said Yosuke Bebe. So he died just like that. Just like that, rather anticlimactic, all things considered, but people love talking. Yeah, just like you. You can't shut the fuck up. I talk enough myself. My fiance, Hatsumi, always berates me. Still, he can't hate it that much, or he wouldn't have agreed to marry me. You have a fiance? Congratulations. Yusuke thanked me, smiling sheepishly. Honestly, I feel a bit sorry for Mrs. Kimchi. All things considered, she must be awfully lonely up there without a husband in the residence of hyphenated. We are, yes. Doesn't she have anybody else? She has a daughter, sweet little thing. Raiko, Mrs. Very protective. And no wonder, after what happened to her husband. Raiko. I nodded in my head. I would have to file it away for future reference. Doesn't she have any staff? Oh, she employs a few gals. My hat was one of them, but it's a small business. She doesn't get many customers, you see. I see, I said, and I did see. I saw snow. Lots of snow. I looked out the window and realized we haven't moved at all. We're in the same spot. I couldn't imagine many people coming to the Azami Inn, not even those who were passionate about skiing. There were places to stay that were closer to the main roads. We didn't have to hire a taxi and wind your way through the mountains for over half an hour to reach your destination. If Sachiki were here, I knew what she would say. Damn it, why are you here? And I said, well, didn't you listen to my monologue? It's available on iTunes.
Nobody has time for that.
And this was very... Okay. Still, as I wasn't a sensible man, but a sensitive one, this kind of location would, as Yoshi had said, suit me down to the ground.
Oh God, we're changing scenes!
Whoa! Who is this? I apologize for arriving so late. My train was delayed. It's quite alright. Oh, you want to be the girl? My voice really hurts from talking.
Oh, I guess.
Make her
It's
sense.
quite alright.
Okay.
I expected as much, given all the snow.
The woman I presumed was Mrs. Kachita replied.
I'm happy to receive any customers, no matter how late they may arrive.
Ooh la la. Business has been slow.
What do you expect? She asked with a touch of weary amusement to her tone. Her voice was soft. Oh, this is you, yeah.
Okay. Her voice was soft, but there was a certain bite to it, some hardness I was not able to pin down. Perhaps a touch of hardness was only to be expected coming from a woman who had lived in this inn high up in the mountains for so very long. Had she been softer, I wondered when her husband was still alive. I would never know. Ooh!
You're really up and down.
Now, Mrs. Kimchi. How can I describe her? silky smooth, full of sadness, I suppose, if I had to put a single word to it. She was fucking fuckable.
I guess that's technically one word.
But that wasn't entirely right. She was the kind of woman who had been beautiful once. Beautiful enough to drive men to distraction, but old age had tempered some of her beauty, softening the edges so that it no longer had an acute, piercing effect. This was a good thing, I think. Such beauty can be used as a weapon, like an arrow, but this was an arrow whose tip had been sanded smooth. Her hair was dark and glossy, cut into the neat bob reminiscent of a kimchi da. It was an unusual choice for an older woman. She must have been in her 40s, but that only served to heighten my interest in her. My erection grew. It thickened in the air. Her eyes were the color of roasted tea leaves, and they were lined with thick, long lashes. When she blinked, her lashes flooded in a beguiling manner that cast shadows against her face. Her skin was pale, and though there were some wrinkles around her mouth, it was unblemished, save for 2 small moles no bigger than pinheads beneath her right eye. She wore a modest kimchi of muted colors and stood there regardlessly, her hands held at her front. And looked at from afar, one could have forgiven for thinking she was 10 or 20 years younger than she really was. But time waits for no man. At any rate, Mrs. Kimchi didn't seem to be the kind of person who steeped herself in own nostalgia. Everything about her, from her tone and voice to the way she stood, suggested she was far too sensible to bother with such nonsense. Excuse me 1 minute. She wasn't sentimental. Something about her posture almost seemed to defy sentiment. She wasn't like me. She was a woman, obviously. I'm a man. I suppose we were quite a poor match, but that's to be determined. This is a romantic interactive novel. In any event... Oh, sorry.
In any event, I hope you enjoy your stay at the Azami Inn,
said Mrs. Kamichi. It was a line she must have delivered many times, and she said it beautifully, like a skilled artisan might pluck a heart-rending melody from a koto. I must confess, I felt rather abashed. I had been imagining in my city-born-bred hubris that the folk who resided in the countryside were simpler than I somehow. I had been wrong.
Alright, next time on Pillow Talk.
Yeah, save this shit, because I am not reading that again. I am lightheaded from all that talking.
You mean shouting?
Oscar me, baby.